little CDL action. The post-scump era. The post-scump for Optic. And James, as now being a new Optic fan,
hey, Texas,
someone that was never
Texas.
going to watch it again after he got mad at me because Scump decides to retire. Like, I have a lot of say in what he's going to decide to do. You decided to go ahead and watch more than I did.
Yeah,
over the weekend
I
because
spoiled it for you apparently.
Well, I had started watching it and never got to finish it, the actual thing, and then you told me, oh, that Optic won, but you left out a very key point there of that Optic decided to reverse sweep to win, not just a standard win.
So I'm watching this and I get in my hot tub, pull out the cell phone, I'm watching it. I'm like, oh God, they suck so bad. I thought they were good. They were getting smoked. Just couldn't seem like they could turn the tide.
Well,
right?
let's set the dynamic. They are playing Atlanta Faze. They're playing one of the best teams in the league. So and they're still a new team with not a lot of practice time under their belts.
Yeah, I understand that.
No one was really expecting that. So
let's
give them some credit. And they also played very well in their first game.
So they get a 2-0 lead, Atlanta Faze, and I was like, this is dumb. Like, nothing's gonna happen. And then game 3 comes around. And they look pretty good, and I'm like, all right, okay, here we go. I can see.
We have a game 3.
Something.
So we get into game 3, which is an embassy control that they handle pretty well.
Yeah, no, hotel control.
Hotel control. Sorry.
And then game 4, they go in and shit hit the fan in there. Listen, as someone that's new to watching it, I didn't have a lot of, I got the jets going on in the hot tub, so I don't have a lot of sound. I'm just kind of watching it. I didn't realize the
Here we go.
Impact.
I'm in the hot tub.
Listen, I know my life is horrible.
Like, good Lord.
My life is horrible.
Whine a little bit more, why don't you?
But until, you just recently explained, you can kind of go through it here, watch a little bit of gameplay right now. If you're listening to audio, you can jump over to our YouTube feed. You can see a little bit of gameplay here. This is game 3 where they're down 2-0. But in that game 4, a lot of history was made, it seems.
Well, there was a lot of history in that series in general. So in the series in general, Dashy set 3 records. In the series, he set the record for most damage, which was just broken in the Major 1 by Scrappy. So, like, boom, here comes someone breaking it. And Dashy, again, the one that they wanted to get away, the one that was an alternate on the team that only came back because Scump retired, is putting on a show here.
Listen, he's mic dropping
in this one
people
here. So he is like, he's taking what Scump told him to heart of like, don't ruin this opportunity that I'm giving you to come back and play. So he is flying around. Most damage in the series, most kills in a series of 115, and then most kills on a map, 41. So he drops all of that in this series here. And the 41 was just, that's just up there in the CDL. Like, these are pros. That's like me going into shipment and dropping 41. Like, that's the only place I'm dropping 40 plus kills is in shipment, not on
with 75 deaths.
With 75 deaths, not playing against the best players in the world. So, just unbelievable. There was also a couple more records set in this series, and again, you get a reverse sweep, you get a lot of games, like, you got a lot of gameplay. They're 2 good teams, so they're also not winning these games fast. They're going deep in each game. They're going rounds. So you had not the most first bloods by Abizi. So Abizi drops the most first bloods of 9. And then you get most times first blooded in a series, which goes to Shotzi. So I really want to know if Abizi got Shotzi 9 times and one other person got him. Like, that would have been crazy if Abizi got 10 for 10. Like, they were just complete opposite. It was just Abizi getting Shotzi every time.
Yeah.
That would have been that would have been great. And then total number of engagements from Simp in 237 engagements. So that is getting involved in a fight. So, like, Simp is always in there. And I'm telling you, when you watch him play,
Simp and Celium were having good games for the most part as this started. And then
Simp is
to slip
always involved in something like that. I'm not surprised to see him take that record because and you watch the whole thing, but I'm telling you, every time the you go to the commentators, they're talking about Sim's involved in this gunfight, Sim's involved that.
Sim's over there. Let's see if Sim can get this. We'll see if Sim can get that. Yeah,
I mean, you're talking about, again, the top 5 guys in the league in Simp. Celium, so Simp, Celium, Abizi, and Slasher, that roster is just nasty. But for Optic to pull off the reverse sweep to get the number one seed going into the major starting this weekend. So the major starts tomorrow. Yeah. Yep. So starting on the 2nd,
they play LA Thieves in their first game.
So they're going up against the Thieves. So they're going up the reigning champs. So you got them against the reigning champs and the Thieves. And if you want to watch, I don't like plugging a lot of other stuff, but I know J God did, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
If he wasn't afraid to do it,
watch Scump's watch party if you really want to like understand what is going on in the game and like call outs and rotations. And I'm telling you, the hour and a half that I watched, I learned, for even being a fan of it for a while, learned more about the game and the way it's played and the amount of just things that these guys have to remember on rotations and what the call outs mean. It's just really good to watch it. And they have a lot of giveaways. They're doing tons of giveaways.
There's a lot of incentive.
Hector definitely hooked Scump up there, and they're giving him all kinds of stuff that you can give away. Oakley sunglasses. Anything that's sponsored by Optic, they're freaking giving away. So definitely tune in. And the craziest part is Scump had 82,000 people watching him on the watch party, and the CDL only had like 50,000 watching them.
Yeah, he topped off the list.
They were even talking about it in as the commentators. Hey, everyone watching over there, you pull up another screen and watch us too. Like, come on, guys, it's not just
help
there.
us out a little bit,
but I'm really, really looking to see what these guys are going to do on LAN, though, because, again, this is online. They're not at LAN. So let's see what happens when they get on LAN and see if they can start flying again. I think they're just going to get better when they get on LAN. Normally, you don't see great players get worse when they move to LAN. They normally get better. But that means all of them are getting better.
All of them are going to get a little bit better. Plus, I think this gives a couple of days for people to really see how Optic's playing. Obviously, things changed with Scump not being a part of it, right? Like the strategy, who was doing what roles.
Oh, their vetoes are completely different. Their breakpoints are different. They are a much better search and destroy team. And even Scump himself was like, they're going to be phenomenal at search and destroy now, because he hated search and destroy in this game, because basically you just crouch and sound whore the whole time.
Yeah, and you hear something at that point. It's almost too slow for him.
Yeah, it's not his gameplay. Like, I always think of not comparing myself to Scump, but in that aspect of hating to not be constantly moving. Like, I understand what he's saying there in this game of like, you have to sound whore. There's just no other way to do it. Really looking forward to this weekend. I'll definitely be watching at least the Optic games. I'll try to catch more if I can, but Optic LA Thieves, round 1 of the Major 2, which is being held in Boston, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Major 3, are they coming out to your neck of the woods in Texas?
They're coming to Dallas, Major 3, yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be the one hosted for Optic Texas. So are you going to be taking a trip over there?
We'll see. It's not the easiest.
Are you going to get a live stream? Are you going to get a live stream from?
I doubt we'll get a live stream. I mean, if our following was a little bit bigger, maybe I could go up to Scump when he's there. Supposedly he's going to be in person, and I could be like, hey.
Oh, I think he's going to be there. We'll find out in this major, because he's supposed to be traveling with this major too. Because they said they're bringing the entire watch party with them to the majors. The only reason they were doing it at the compound was because it's online anyway.
Gotcha.
So they're supposed to be taking it with them. And obviously the CDL supports them. The CDL needs Scump to stay involved. Like, they're really making sure Scump is around and a name that's still there.
Absolutely.
Unlike some of the other retirements where the CDL league was just like, see you later, go do your own thing. They're keeping a hold of him as much as they can, because they know that following follows.
Well, the more
Scump.
they keep him involved, they're actually bringing other people back around a little bit. Some of their old names are starting to, whether they're jumping in with Scump or they're playing with Scump on the side and other game modes. You know, he just started playing some Warzone with Nade Shot, and that was ridiculous.
Well,
The amount
yeah,
of
I mean,
people just
Nade Shot
watching
didn't
that,
really go
so-
away. He decided to make LA Thieves in a
Yeah,
competing
but it's
team,
just interesting to see it branch out a little bit more, I think. And so CDL, in my opinion, is
Well,
smart
you've
to
also
hold on
seen
to
some-
him because he's bringing more probably more attention to the CDL, to the random Call of Duty fans that have, like myself, that hasn't been there in a while.
Yeah, I think the watch parties are definitely helping out with that. And then also I think you're seeing some, like you're saying, some of the older players come back together. There's some bridges trying to be mended between Scump and Crimsix too. Like they've been talking about playing together, and the whole thing between them was they never disliked each other. They're just two competitors playing professionally, and you're gonna have that headbutting that happens when you get these type A best players in the world personalities together. You're not always going to have, you know, smooth sailing between them. And some guys can't play on the same team. They just can't.